Good morning and welcome to the Daily Light Devotion. I hope you've had a wonderful Tuesday yesterday and looking forward to today. That is the 10th of September. Today we are looking at Acts chapter 23, verses 11 to 22. And it says God's assurance and sovereign protection. That is the devotion title. Here, Paul had just faced fierce opposition in Jerusalem, and yet in the night the Lord stood by him with encouragement and said, Be of good cheer, Paul, for as you have testified for me in Jerusalem, so must you just also bear witness at Rome. So he heard God clearly, right? Even as conspiracies rose against him, God's plan and protection were unshakable. These passages remind us that when God calls us, he also sustains and defends us until his mission is complete. So, verse 11 says, But the following night the Lord stood by him and said, Be of good cheer, Paul. You must also bear witness at Rome. So, Paul was discouraged, but Jesus personally strengthened him with a promise. God only not only calls us, He walks with us in this journey. He's there with us. Um, verses 12 to 15. And when it was day, some of the Jews banged together and bound themselves under an oath, saying that they would neither eat nor drink till the time they had killed Paul. Now, there were more than 40 who had formed this conspiracy. They came to the chief priest and elders and said, We have bound ourselves under a great oath that we will eat nothing until we have killed Paul. Now, you, therefore, together with the council, suggest to the commander that he be brought down to you tomorrow, as though you were going to make a further inquiry concerning him. But we are ready to kill him before he comes near. More than 40 men took the oath not to eat and or drink until they had killed Paul. They even involved the chief priest in their scheme. So opposition often intensifies when we are walking with God, and yet no plan of man can override what God's plan is. Verses 16 and 18 say, So when Paul's sister's son heard of their ambush, he went and entered the barracks and told Paul. Then Paul called one of the centurions to him and said, Take this young man to the commander, for he has something to tell. So he took him and brought him to the commander and said, Paul, the prisoner, called me to him and asked me to bring this young man to you. He has something to say to you. So Paul's nephew discovered the plot, right, and informed the Roman commander. In fact, informed Paul first, and Paul had called the centurion and told him. So God used an unexpected person to safeguard his servant. God often works through ordinary people, right, and unseen ways to protect his servants and his children. Verses 19 to 22. Then the commander took him by hand, went aside, and asked him privately, What is this that you have to tell? And he said, The Jews have agreed to ask that you bring Paul down to the council tomorrow, as though they were going to inquire more fully about him. But do not yield to them, for more than 40 of them lie in wait for him, men who have bound themselves by an oath that they will neither eat nor drink till they have killed him. And now they are ready, waiting for the promise from you. So the commander let the young man depart, and the commander commanded him, Tell no one that you have revealed these things to me. So the commander took the report seriously, right, and ordered secrecy from the boys for the boys' safety too, right, and even pagan authorities became instruments in God's hand, as we see here, to preserve Paul. So God can use unlikely sources, like we talked about earlier, to protect His people, His mission, His children, right, to so that His mission is fulfilled. So, what are some of the life applications from these verses? We need to be encouraged. When we feel weak, the Lord Himself strengthens us. He can speak through us through people. He can speak through us through the Word of God. We can get a small, tiny voice. We can remember the times when we were dark and God came through, right? So it puts us in a position of praising Him and thanking Him, even in our weakest moments. We expect opposition when we are faithful, but trust God. Plan that cannot be stopped. God's plan cannot be stopped at all. We look for God's hidden help. He places people in our paths at the right time. And we need to remember God can use anyone, even secular authorities, to shield his mission in our lives. And the rest is in the truth. If God has promised something, he will carry it out through his, he will complete through his, God will carry out that plan and we will see completion of that plan happening. So I want to encourage you. Paul's life reminds us that God's mission is unstoppable. When enemies plot and fear is surrounded around us, the Lord himself stands near with strength and assurance. His promises are greater than any opposition. Um, so it's amazing how God, you know, protects his people. When we have a clear conscience, we are under his protection, under his mission. It is his job. And we must know that's the very nature of God. When we see God according to that, right, we can walk in victory. Have a blessed day, and I hope you have a wonderful uh, Wednesday, and I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye.